Welcome to Pramati Hillview Academy. Social Science.
Hello children, welcome back to your geography class.
In our previous class, we learnt about two important topics such as natural vegetation and its importance and the factors which influence the variety of flora and fauna below natural vegetation and wildlife concept. To recall the previous class concept, children, the term natural vegetation refers to a plant community which has grown naturally without human aid and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. The term flora is used to denote plants of a particular region or period. Similarly, the species of animals are referred to as fauna. And the factors affecting diversity, that is, the factors which influence the variety of flora and fauna include relief, climate, and the ecosystem, and about importance of forests. Now in today's class, we will discuss the next three important topics below natural vegetation and wildlife concept. They are types of vegetation, the third topic, wildlife and the distribution of wildlife in India, the fourth topic, need of environmental conservation, the last topic. Now let us begin with the third topic, that is
types of vegetation.
do you know, children, which factors develops different types of vegetation? The relief and climatic factors develops different types of vegetation. Based on the major forest types, India has following types of vegetation. The first one, tropical evergreen forests. The second one, tropical deciduous forests. The third one, tropical thorn forests and scrubs. The fourth one, montane forests. And the last one, mangrove forests. Now let us discuss one by one the different types of vegetation. The first important type of vegetation is tropical evergreen forests. Tropical evergreen forests are also called tropical rainforests. These forests are restricted to heavy rainfall areas of Western Ghats and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of Assam and Tamil Nadu coast. They are at their best in areas having more than 200 centimeters of rainfall with a short dry season. The trees reach great heights up to 60 meters or even above. Since the region is warm and wet throughout the year, it has a luxuriant vegetation of all kinds, trees, shrubs and creepers, giving it a multi-layered structure. There is no definite time for trees to shed their leaves. As such, these forests appear green all the year round. Some of the commercially important trees of this forest are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber and cinchona. The common animals found in these forests are elephants, monkeys and deer. The one-horned rhinoceros are found in the jungles of Assam and West Bengal. Besides these animals, plenty of birds, bats, sloth, scorpions and snails are also found in these jungles. Now let us move on to the second type of vegetation, that is tropical deciduous forests. Tropical deciduous forests are the most widespread forests of India. They are also called the monsoon forests and spread over the region receiving rainfall between 200 centimeters and 70 centimeters. Trees of this forest type shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in dry summer. On the basis of the availability of water, these forests are further divided into moist deciduous forests and dry deciduous forests. Let us study one by one. Moist deciduous forests. Forests growing in annual rainfall areas between 100 and 200 centimeters are classified as moist deciduous forests. They are found mostly in the eastern part of the country, such as northeastern states, West Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, foothills of Himalayas, and the leeward side of the Western Ghats. Teak is the most dominant species of this forest. Bamboos, sal, sesham, sandalwood, khair, kusum, arjun, mulberry are other commercially important species. Dry deciduous forests. Forests growing in annual rainfall areas between 70 and 100 centimeters are classified as dry deciduous forests. These forests are found in the rainier parts of the peninsular plateau and the plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. There are open stretches in which teak, sal, peepal, neem grow. A large part of this region has been cleared for cultivation and some parts are used for grazing. In these forests, the common animals found are lion, tiger, elephants, a huge variety of birds, lizards, snakes, and tortoises are also found here. The third type of vegetation is the thorn forests and scrubs. In regions with less than 70 centimeters of rainfall, the natural vegetation consists of thorny trees and bushes. This type of vegetation is found in the northwestern part of the country, including semi-arid areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana. Acacias, palms, euphorbias, and cacti are the main plant species. Trees are scattered and have long roots penetrating deep into the soil in order to get moisture. The stems are succulent to conserve water. Leaves are mostly thick and small to minimize evaporation. These forests give way to thorn forests and scrubs in arid areas. In these forests, the common animals are rats, rabbits, fox, tiger, lion, wild ass, horses, and camels. Now let us discuss the fourth type of vegetation, that is montane forests. Montane forests are found in mountainous areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. Natural vegetation changes with corresponding change in temperature with increasing altitude in mountainous region. These succession of natural vegetation belts is same as in the order from tropical to tundra vegetation. Let us learn about the altitudinal distribution of montane forests. The first one is wet temperate forest. At lower altitude between 1000 to 2000 meters, wet temperate forests with evergreen broadleaf trees such as oaks and chestnuts are prominent. The second one is temperate forest. At the altitude between 1500 to 3000 meters, temperate forests containing coniferous trees like pine, deodar, silver fir, spruce, and cedar are found. These forests cover mostly the southern slopes of the Himalayas, places having high altitude in southern and northeast India. The third one is temperate grasslands. These are found at higher elevations. The fourth one is at high altitudes, generally more than 3600 meters above sea level, temperate forests and grasslands give way to the alpine vegetation. Silver fir, junipers, pines, and birches are the common trees of these forests. However, they get progressively stunted as they approach the snow line. Ultimately, through shrubs and scrubs, they merge into the alpine grasslands. These are used extensively for grazing by nomadic tribes like the Gujars and the Bakawals. The fourth one is tundra vegetation. Mosses and lichens are part of tundra vegetation and found at higher altitudes. The common animals found in these forests are Kashmir stag, spotted deer, wild sheep, Tibetan antelope, yak, snow leopard, shaggy on wild ibex, and rare red panda, sheep, and goats with thick hair. Now let us move on to the last and the fifth type of vegetation, that is mangrove forests. Mangrove forests are found in coastal delta areas influenced by sea tides. Due to this fact, they are also called tidal forests. Mud and silt get accumulated on such coasts. Dense mangroves are the common varieties with roots of the plants submerged under water. The deltas of the Ganga, the Mahanadi, the Krishna, the Godavari, and the Kaveri are covered by such vegetation. In the Ganga Brahmaputra delta, Sundari trees are found which provide durable hard timber. Palm, coconut, cura, agar also grow in some parts of the delta. Royal Bengal tiger is the famous animal in these forests. Turtles, crocodiles, gharials, and snakes are also found in these forests. Okay, children. Now it's time to discuss the fourth topic below natural vegetation and wildlife concept, that is, wildlife and the distribution of wildlife in India. In our previous class, we learnt about the meaning of wildlife, that is, animals that live in forests or other natural places, or wildlife refers to the animals living in their natural habitat and not within the control of humans, and traditionally refers to non domesticated animal species. Like its flora, India is also rich in its fauna. It has approximately 90,000 animal species, and it also shares between 5 and 8% of the world's amphibians, reptiles, and mammals. The existence of animals in our country varies from place to place. Now, let us learn the distribution of wildlife in India. The elephants are the most majestic animals among the mammals. They are found in the hot wet forests of Assam, Karnataka, and Kerala. One-horned rhinoceros are the other animals which live in swampy and marshy lands of Assam and West Bengal. Arid areas of Rann of Kutch and the Thar Desert are the habitat for wild ass and camels respectively. India is the only country in the world that has both tigers and lions. The natural habitat of the Indian lion is the Gir forest in Gujarat. Tigers are found in the forests of Madhya Pradesh, the Sundarbans of West Bengal, and the Himalayan region. Leopards too are members of the cat family. They are important among animals of prey. The Himalayas harbor a hardy range of animals which survive in extreme cold. Ladakh's freezing high altitudes are a home to yak, the shaggy horned wild ox weighing around 1 ton, the Tibetan antelope, the baral, wild sheep, and the kiang. Bird life in India is colorful. Peacocks, pheasants, ducks, parakeets, cranes, and pigeons are some of the birds inhabiting the forests and wetlands of the country. Indian bison, nilgai, chausinga, gazelle, and different species of deer are some other animals found in India in different places, and it also has several species of monkeys. Do you know, children? The Gir forest is the last remaining habitat of the Asiatic lion. And one more thing, do you know, children? Wildlife Protection Act was implemented in 1972 in India. Okay, children. Now let us come to the last topic of this concept, that is need of environmental conservation. Our crops consist of edible plants from a biodiverse environment. Many medicinal plants are also used by us. The animals were selected from large stock provided by nature as milch animal. They also provided us drought power, transportation, meat, eggs. The fish provide nutritive food. Many insects help in pollination of crops and fruit trees. They also exert biological control on such insects which are harmful. Thus, it can be said that every species has a role to play in the ecosystem. So, its conservation is essential. Due to excessive exploitation of the plants and animal resources by human beings, the ecosystem has been disturbed. About 1,300 plant species are endangered and 20 species are extinct. Quite a few animal species are also endangered and some have become extinct. The main cause of threat to ecosystem are hunting by greedy hunters for commercial purposes, pollution due to chemical and industrial waste, acid deposits, introduction of alien species, reckless cutting of the forest to bring land under cultivation, and inhabitation. So, to protect the flora and fauna of the country, the government has taken many steps. Some of these are as follows. Many biosphere reserves have been set up in the country to protect flora and fauna. Financial and technical assistance is provided to many botanical gardens by the government since 1992. Many other eco-developmental projects have been introduced, such as Project Tiger, Project Rhino, Project Great Indian Bustard, etc. Many national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and zoological gardens are set up to take care of natural heritage. But in spite of all these steps, all of us must realize the importance of the natural ecosystem for our own survival. Then only indiscriminate destruction of natural environment will be put to an immediate end. So, in today's session, children, we learnt about the topics like types of vegetation, the third topic, wildlife and the distribution of wildlife in India, the fourth topic, and the need of environmental conservation, the last topic. To recall, children, we discussed about
Types of vegetation.
in which the relief and climatic factors develops different types of vegetation. Based on the major forest types, India has different types of vegetation such as tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, tropical thorn forests and scrubs, montane forests, and mangrove forests. Then we discussed about wildlife meaning. That is, wildlife refers to the animals living in their natural habitat and not within the control of humans, and traditionally refers to non-domesticated animal species. Like its flora, India is also rich in its fauna. It has approximately 90,000 animal species, and the existence of animals in our country varies from place to place. And we learnt about the distribution of wildlife in India. And also we discussed that every species has a role to play in the ecosystem, the main cause of threat to ecosystem, and the steps taken by the government to protect the flora and fauna of the country below need of environmental conservation concept. Finally, to conclude, children, all of us must realize the importance of the natural ecosystem for our own survival. Each one of us can play a very important role in saving the natural ecosystem and enable communities to take care for their own environment and save our resources. I hope all of you have understood the concept, children. Meet you in the next class. Take care and thank you, children.